Ave Coders. ChatGPT has received a new update, plugins from third-party developers that are specializing on various things. So I'm pretty sure that soon this will be a new marketplace of some sort with commercial plugins, because currently, as far as I'm aware, everything is free, but I'm pretty sure that this will not stay that way for very long, so keep watching that space. And also from now on, ChatGPT gets an ability to browse the internet directly, so that's pretty cool, isn't it? So give this video Emperor's thumbs up, toll the bell, subscribe to the channel, and let's check this out.
In order to switch on these new features, you'll need to go to the bottom left corner and tap on these two dots. Then go to Settings, then Beta Features, and tap on the toggle button for both plugins and browsing. Now that these features are on, close the window and switch onto the GPT-4. If you'll tap on GPT-4, you'll see three options. One is default, then you have the browsing features and plugins. So we can choose the browsing features first and try to work with them. I'll have to warn you that browsing is pretty much powered by Bing. As you know, GPT-4 is stuck in 2021, so let's give it an article, a URL to the article devoted to the fall of the First Republic Bank, and we'll ask for a summary. So this event happened after 2021, in 2023 to be precise, but here you can see a little green window, meaning it has engaged the feature, and you can also see the URL it is passing. Now you see it has finished reading the article, and by default it produces a short summary of what he has read. Well, this summary didn't appear to be that short, so let's try to limit it to, say, 500 words. Alright, so this is the summarization. Let's check what other features we can use with this browsing. For example, what about asking some questions about the article? Let's see if it can actually reason about what he has read. So we're going to warn him that we'll ask some questions. He'll say sure, of course. And the first question will be what actually caused the problems at the First Republic Bank. This information was in the actual article. All it needs to do is just to understand where the place where the information is mentioned is in the article, and pretty much put us a little summary, which actually happens now. Let's see if it can answer less direct question. So what will be happening next to this bank? And we do get pretty much correct response. So it has read the information in the article about what is next for this First Republic Bank, and it actually responded quite promptly and on the topic. But what if we'll ask a question about something that wasn't in the article? For example, a pure speculation on which banks will be next. Is it actually able to conduct its own research? Well, apparently it can. So we see the green rectangle, so it had to actually engage the plugin again, or the search, how you want to call it. And it actually went out into the wild internet and is trying to scrape some information about the topic and the question. And as you can see, it actually came back with an answer. So it has listed the banks that he thinks might be next after First Republic Bank. Where did it get this information from? Well, if you'll tap on the drop-down menu, you'll see the list of sources. I don't know whether they curate the list of sources that this bot is allowed to access, because if they don't, there might be a big chance of getting some misinformation from the web. And if they do, this creates a bias because they effectively limiting your sources to what they think are appropriate ones. But anyhow, this is how browsing currently works in GPT-4. Let's move on to plugins. All right, in order to get GPT-4 into plugins mode, all we need to do is tick plugins, then tap on the drop-down menu for plugin store, and here you'll see plugins. It does look similar to the Chrome extensions shop and this is probably where it is all going. At the moment, they're all free, and at least a few plugins get added every day. So I'll just show you a few of them and how they work, but rest assured that there are many more of these plugins available. I'll be showing them one by one, but you can mix and match them. Currently, it is 3 plugins can be added together, and you can separate them in 3 basic groups. The first group consists of plugins created by some big companies that want immediate presence. As you might imagine, that this will become a Klondike at some point, I'm pretty sure. The second group consists of plugins made by some enthusiasts. Some of them are useful, some of them not so much. And plugins in the third group probably exist just for testing. So their creators were testing their system, and they are completely useless. I mean, why would you need weather in the bot? Or why would you need a plugin that will tell you that you are rich, for example, but will test it out one of the last ones? But some of them are pretty damn good. And what it does, it creates a unique ecosystem within the bot, so that you wouldn't need to use, say, Google anymore. You can just log into GPT-4, and here you go. You can get any functionality you want. Alternatively, rather than becoming the next Google and having to pay for some of these plugins, you can actually evolve into something else, like being, say, implicit. The functionality that you see in the plugins will be tested, and OpenAI might say, all right, we'll just have this functionality as a default one now. But anyhow, let's give some of them a try. Let's start with an easy one and play some chess. So click on install plugin, and it is ready to go. In my initial overview video of GPT-4, when it just came out, I tried to play chess with it, but it had only ASCII symbols at its disposal, and it was pretty bad. So let's give it a try with the plugin. So we tell it we want to play chess. Immediately, plugin is engaged, and it offers to choose the level of difficulty. By expanding the plugin's drop-down menu, you can also see what is going on under the hood. So I'm going to choose the advanced level, and I'm going to type, or rather copy-paste, maybe intermediate for now, copy-paste this level of difficulty, and it responded like great. Choose your color. So I want to be the first one to make a move, therefore I choose white. This is all we need to start, and as you can see, it has engaged the plugin, and in a second it will pull the playing board. So here is the chessboard. Spoiler alert, it will not be updated in real time, so every time I make a move, you will have to update the board in the response. And same goes with when it is making a move itself. So as you can see, I've made a move and bot made a move, and this is basically how this plugin works. Nothing very specific about it. Next plugin is called Plan Fit, and it was created to generate some fitness programs for you. Once again, I've tried to engage the bot before with this task, and it has wrote me a pretty good fitness plan and diet plan. You can check it down this link in the top right corner. But this time I'm very specific. I want to have a heat program, so high intensity training, and I'm going to the gym 3 days per week, and my goal is to lose weight. And it is requesting some more information, which I will answer to make the program more sort of detailed and more granular to my goals. So my gender is male. I'm currently treating my level of fitness to be 3. So my weight is 100 kilos. I'm planning to go to the gym, and the language for the instructions is English. So as you can see, it has engaged the plugin, and it has apologized that it couldn't find any information for my request, and it will try to do it the second time. The second time was a success, and as you can see, there is a fitness program, and you can follow the links to see how this exercise is performed. The link will lead to the PlanFit website, of course. So you'll see how it looks like pretty much when it will finish typing, and you also see pictures, which is quite cute. The next plugin with a very creative name, it's called Shop. As you might have guessed already, it is basically an e-commerce sort of medium. You put in what you want to buy, and from this description, it is passing numerous e-commerce websites where you can buy stuff. And here we go. You'll get the recommendation, which is sort of a good thing. It's like the guy or girl in a shop where you just enter, say what I want, and they help you with the stock. Of course, I'm not being too serious with the bot here. I'm just testing its edge cases. So I want a motorboat. The price should be $300, and also some other nonsense. Let's see if it can handle it. So it engages the plugin. You can see it's making requests. Good luck finding that motorboat. Probably will be a toy or something like that. So it will come back with the response eventually, I hope. So yes, as expected, I'm being offered to buy either a toy or to build some motorboat myself, maybe a toy motorboat as well. But here is the main principle of how it works. So the next plugin is kind of useful. It's called Ambition, and it can search for jobs. So you can use this plugin to search for jobs in your desired area. Of course, I predict that some of the other big players, such as Indeed, for example, will soon jump on this wagon. And where is LinkedIn in this bot as a plugin? I don't know. But here we go. I'm looking for a senior machine learning engineer position in London, and I am given some links with the opportunity to go to this website and check out the job postings. I mean, this is just a close replica of what you would get with Google. I mean, this is a chatbot, so you could have been more descriptive in your output. So all we get here are several links, and they also represented in the form of some pictures on which you can click as well. Let's ask for the top money, which is not descriptive at all. And of course, it responds with, I have no clue, mate, what you're asking for. So let's see if it can connect two dots. And if I'll type something like average salary, will it actually guess that I'm requesting the average salary among those 5 positions it has actually showed me? The plugin was not engaged, and it actually apologizes and tells me that he has no clue. So pretty raw, pretty useless plugin, or maybe I'm done. The next plugin is called Expedia, where you can plan your travels to different parts of the world. So we can install it, and we'll tell it where we want to go and see what kind of offers we can get. In particular, I think it is responsible solely for the hotels in the area. So this time I want to be a bit more descriptive, and I'm typing something like use plugin and plan my trip for my honeymoon. It immediately congratulates me and is asking for more details. For example, where exactly I want to go. And of course, it is Kabul. What else can it be? And immediately it engages the plugin and starts searching for some hotels in Kabul and provides me with some examples. So these are just basic insights into the mechanics of how to use this plugin. But I'm pretty sure, and I can say that about all plugins, that these are just the early days, and functionality and binding of all that greatness together will be improved. I hope will be improved in the future, to the extent when you won't need to use search engines or e-commerce platforms anymore. You'll have just a single sort of destination to satisfy all your needs. The next plugin is called Chat with Video, and it is pretty straightforward. So you give it a link to a video on YouTube. So I gave it a link to one of the Fireship's videos, very entertaining. I reckon what it does, it reads through the script, and now we can ask some questions. For example, what is this video about? But actually, because it gives us the summary of the video, I can skip that question and ask something else, like who is this guy? Meaning, who is the main author or host of Fireship channel? And interestingly, in this case, it will not engage the plugin. Basically, what I think happens is it reads the summary, and based on the summary, it gives me the answer. So it tells me a short description of the author, who is Jeff Delaney, by the way, and it also provides me with a short bio. We can also ask it to write a short video script that will replicate what you would normally expect to see from Fireship channel. It is not that bad, so I hope one day Jeff will automate all his creations altogether, because with these tools, replication has never been easier. The next stop is a plugin called Savvy Trader AI, and it can provide us with some basic analysis on stocks and crypto and all that jazz. So if I want to get a year-to-date analysis or information of how the let's say Lockheed Martin stock is doing, it will engage the plugin immediately. And after a first attempt which failed, it will finally succeed and provide us with the information. Again, this just makes this chatbot a one-stop shop for all kinds of data and analysis, what you can imagine. And last but not least, totally meme plugin called I Am Rich. At the moment, it has no practical use other than some weird self-programming. So you just say I am rich and it will echo saying, yes, you're rich and here is your whatever that is, diamond or whatever, ruby, and that's about it. Once again, this is just the beginning. Everything is still in beta as of recording date, but I think we all know where it is heading to. Oh, by the way, you can watch this video next. That was V, and I'll see you in a bite.